So we'll be working on this cleaned version of the section. As you can see, I have created my layer. I actually recreated my layer. So I have wireframe for the inside wireframe. I have visible lines for everything that's not cut. And I have the stairs. I'm not sure if I want to keep that yet or not. So it's on different layer. And I have the cut lines. Finally, the land. So what I'm going to do now, if you look at this one, I'm going to make my line here different thicknesses, and I'm going to create the line shape. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select everything on the land layer by simply clicking on this circle. Now this part here shows the color. So I'm going to choose the yellow, and it could be whatever color you want. And I'm going to make it thick, and I'm going to choose, instead of uniform, that's straight line, I'm going to choose this one. So it's going to make it more artistic. You can actually choose whichever one you want. You can play with this and see which one you want to use. However, you will see that few of them have these weird shapes in the middle. It's because they are dots imported from Rhino. So what you do is just simply click on them and you delete them. If you can't select exactly it, you can freeze all of the layer and keep only the land, because this is the only one that we're working on now. So this way you guarantee that you're not deleting something from your section by mistake. If you want to make one of them thinner than the other, you are capable of doing that by selecting only that one. If you want to make this one same thin as this, you just bring the eyedropper tool and you just select one. First you select this, and then you click the eyedropper tool on the other one, and then it will adopt its thickness. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to keep all of the layers locked, and I'm going to create another layer, and I will drop it underneath the land. You can drop the layer simply by dragging it and dropping it. I'm going to delete it, click on the last one, create a new, and it will be created here. You drag it and you drop it, and it's underneath the land. I'm going to call it color. I'm going to bring the pen tool and start drawing underneath this. Now what happened is I'm drawing and it connected to the last bit of this. So that's why it became as continuous thing. What I'm going to do is I want it to be separated. So I'm going to lock the land and I'm going to focus on one layer that I'm working on. Now Illustrator is not like Photoshop. You can work on all layers together. That's why you have to make sure that you lock the layers that you don't want to work on. I'm going to roughly do that around the building using the Alt to zoom out and in. And now I have this shape. This shape has only outline because the stroke is colored and the fill is none. So if I click this, I'm actually switching them. So I'm asking the fill to be yellow and the stroke to be none. And this way you can flip things. They're pretty easy. If I go to the selection tool, I'll be able to see that I can only select this one. Everything else is locked. You have to make sure that you're not using the direct selection tool, because this tool allows you to select a specific vertex, while this tool allows you to select a whole element. While I am selecting this tool from the top stripe here, I will use opacity to make it actually lower in terms of its opacity. And this way I guarantee that I'm using the same shade, it's just lower in terms of intensity. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how you can add trees